Hello, my name is Innocent Usar. I'm so thrilled to be here.
Sunni Malo in the house. It's really nice to meet you this evening.
So, Sunni and I are starting a new project. Why? You will know shortly. I am a trainer of neurolinguistics programming and I have worked with hundreds of people across the nation of Nigeria.
I am a trainer and a master practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming for almost a decade now. I have been super excited to journey with a lot of people on this experience.
Originally, I trained in real estate. I'm a graduate of estate management. I don't know how I got here, but for some reason, I had a rough start in life, dysfunctional upbringing, disconnected in my relationship with my dad, affected me in a lot of ways, more than I knew. And then somehow, my father had told me certain things that got to me, and in correcting that, I found my path. Sometime 16 years or thereabouts.
Interestingly, because just like you, my background is IT, information and communications technology is the most interesting thing. But
That's not like me, Kenny. That's not like me.
Okay, fine. Yours is real estate. I just mean we started off in places that are very different, but here we are today, and it's been a very interesting journey.
And voila, here today, Innocent Minds Training and Consulting has existed for over 15 years for someone who never set out to do anything called coaching, speaking, training, and all of that.
I think interestingly, I started this journey in a very funny way. I was looking for a way to improve my experience of life. I wanted something more than what was attainable. I needed something that was different from what was attainable around me, and it sent me on a journey of searching and looking for more. I just wanted to experience more than what I was. So in a way, I was stuck, and that's what sent me on this path. So what I was looking for was for me. I didn't set out to be a trainer. I didn't set out to be, in this personal development space, a coach, anything, none of that. I was looking for help for myself. And I remember it was when I came in contact with this, I remember calling you and I was like, I want everybody in my life to know this. How is it possible that something this powerful, this effective, this helpful exists? And I spent years beating around the bush feeling stuck. And I think that was how I got into this journey of just sharing, spreading to as many people who are interested in learning or who may find themselves in the same situation I was.
In 2013, we moved from Jos to Lagos to expand our frontiers and connect with more professionals and help more people with the help of my very good friend, Grace Kowe. And she joined us a year later actually, in 2016, after her graduation from her IT course, and of course, after having become an expert in neuro-linguistics. Sunni, did you think that what we're experiencing today is what was going to happen when you first started, and joined us on this journey?
No.
Yeah.
I had, like I said, I was super excited. I had this thinking of, I just want to share with those people that I know and be out. I honestly didn't plan that I was going to do this long time, even at the point where I joined. But just watching the journey and the experience of watching people transform.
And you've come close to 10 years now.
Yes, it's almost a decade, right, of this journey. And I guess it's the most fulfilling thing when you see people go on this journey and transform and are able to create results in different aspects of their life. It's fantastic. It's marvelous, and it's great.
What's this thing that helps people go on a journey? It's called NLP, right? Neuro-linguistic programming. So, what is it? How do adults understand what this is? And the young adults and teenagers that may be listening to this, how do they understand what NLP is?
So, for starters, for both adults and teenagers, I would say neuro-linguistic programming is a set of tools, it's a set of resources that helps the individual fine-tune their mindset, their belief system, and equips them with resources to be able to succeed in life, in relationships, and business. And it's cool for my young folks. I think I'm very, very, very passionate about them, right? It equips them with tools to succeed in life entirely, and even especially in their education. So yes, NLP for adults and for teenagers.
Now, we started to work with adults first with no intention. It's more like as you go on this journey, you begin to be aligned more and more towards your core, what excites you, what you find more helpful for you, for people, for the community. And from adults, we started to have people say, "Oh, I like for my wife to have access to this. I would like for my husband to have access to this. I like for my child to have access to this. I like for my pastor, my imam to have access to this." And then like you said that you wanted more people to know this, more young people to know this. And I'm like, what is it about NLP that when people come into contact with it, they think, I want somebody else to know this?
This is because it opens your eyes to, you don't know what you don't know, right? So that moment when you come into a realization and awareness into what is possible, what existed all along that you were unaware of, it's just the most liberating experience. And if you're having a conversation with any practitioner, they'll tell you the same thing. It's that awareness that there were tools that could have made my life easier, could have made my journey shorter, could have made a huge difference. And I went beating around the bush. I went searching for a long time when this set of tools, small but powerful, existed that could literally transform your life in an amazing way. So for me, that's it. And what brought me to this realization, I remember when I did my first NLP training, I was a young person in my class. Because one of the realizations I came into was, what if I had known this earlier? Because I was knowing this in my early 20s. Like, if I knew this, especially those tough teenage years, it would have made such a difference for me. And right there in my class was a young guy, a teenager. And I looked at him and I thought, how lucky you are to know this early. So that for me set out passion in thinking, if I knew this earlier, my life, my journey, my experience would have been a lot different. So why not? If other young people can have access to this early than the adults, I mean, it's fantastic having the adults in class. It's amazing. And I feel that if the young people know this earlier, then their own journey would be a lot different than what their parents are experiencing.
This reminds me of a book written by Brazilian author Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist. Yeah, and in The Alchemist, the main character is going out to find himself, find his life, going on a long adventure, only for him to discover much later that what he was going to look for very far was right here, was with him. And he went and he came back. But finding yourself is a journey worth going on for many. And for me personally, for my entire 50 years on the planet, I haven't seen any tool that's helped people find themselves like neuro-linguistic programming. What is it like for you to see people come to that moment of discovering themselves? They are emotional, they're in tears, they are shocked, they are free again, they can dance, they can shout, they can be their authentic selves and all of that.
I remember one of the participants getting to a moment of breakthrough. That moment of realization, you know when it hits. She goes, oh my God. And then I smile. And she's like, is this the feeling you get all the time? And I go, yes, right there in that moment when you watch someone get into a realization and awareness, or I meet you today and then I meet you 2 months later, and you're brighter, you're more brilliant, you're making decisions, you're taking actions. Just that, it's a surreal feeling.
It's like this big aha.
Yes, and for me, the most amazing thing about it is NLP doesn't take long. So I'm also a psychologist, right? And I know if you're in the system, you know how long it takes to train to be one. And NLP doesn't take years. It doesn't take months, right? In a short period of time, you're equipped. Yeah, right? You're equipped with these powerful tools within a moment. And instantly, that you don't have to be in therapy for so many years. You don't have to go to classes for months, but within a moment, you can get this powerful box of tools right in your hands that can transform your life.
So I understand how this has affected a lot of adults, help them, but young people,
yes,
teenagers,
yes,
kids,
yes,
how do they see this thing help them? Do people really who are that young find themselves getting help with neurolinguistics?
One thing I hear most of the time is, especially, parents are like, oh, I'm too young, because they go through this experience. They're thinking, me at my big age, I'm too young. The difference is, first of all, for the teens class, we teach in a different vocabulary, it's a different experience than that of the adult. But most importantly, these teenagers are smart. They're smarter than we give them credit for.
Absolutely.
They will give you a run for your money. They are very smart. They're on their toes. They're very curious. So they ask you a lot of questions. They ask you questions from different angles. So if you're thinking that way, no, the teenagers are very smart. They get these tools really quickly. And most importantly, I was chatting with one of the past graduates of the teenagers class, and it's very amazing the decisions she's making, right? Because most of them are in the university now. They are connecting with other people. They know these tools like rapport, so they're in a different environment. Some of them are in different countries now. They're able to connect and make new friends. They are making decisions in their career, their education. I communicate with some of them, and once they see I'm very confident, I'm able to walk into a room and strike a conversation with a stranger, right? So confidence is one of those things. Their values is another thing. And some of them is taking responsibilities, and it starts, that mindset shift. So yes, I get feedback from them. It's very exciting, just like it's with the adults.
One of the very first experience I had using those tools with young adults was with a lady called Aisha that I believe you remember.
Yes.
In Lagos, Aisha was brought to us by her parents who wanted and were hoping that she would make certain changes. And she, as a kid, joined a class for adults.
Yes.
Yes. And today I think she's in Canada also.
She's doing amazing things.
Yeah,
I saw that she's running for different things in school.
So see Aisha transform literally in those few days, going through the practitioner certification, which at that time was 7 days, now 9 days. Go through the master practitioner, which was 7 days, 9 days. And I think she went to the platform study as well.
Yeah, she did that.
And Aisha gave me an idea, gave us an idea that, well, a lot more teenagers can experience this transformation, build confidence, embrace their authenticity, understand parents, connect with parents, communicate better, be much more bold and courageous in a very challenging world that we live in today, and do a whole lot. So we are going to come back, the next episode, talk more about neurolinguistics and teenagers and what is coming up. What do you want to end today with?
This summer, I just want to end and say, if your parents stay logged in, we have an amazing activity coming up for teenagers this August in Abuja and in Lagos, right? So stay late 5 days, Monday to Friday. We want to engage these days. The most important part, it's a very fun learning experience. It's holiday, so we want to make it fun for them. 5 days, NLP for teens and young adults happening in Abuja and in Lagos.
Wait, sorry, there's nobody doing this in Nigeria?
No.
Nobody.
None at all.
Nobody.
So
nobody's doing this in Nigeria except innocent minds. Okay? So send your kids, send your teenagers, send your nieces, send your nephews, send everybody to something that is not like the usual camp. It's amazingly different. Innocent Usar here. See you soon.